Okay, take 3. That's right. It's ridiculous that I'll be using up all this space on these cards doing these videos, and something will happen. The phone will ring, or I'll get stuck on something and forget somebody's name, and they got to start all over again. So, little story to tell. The reason I'm bringing you this video today is about the test at MIS, the oval-only test that we talked about months and months and months ago. During the process of laying up the airbox last week, the videos I've showed you, I think I mentioned having to come back across the street here from my brother's to get some more rubber gloves so my hands didn't get all gooky. And while I was here, the mailman was in the neighborhood. I figured I'll go check the mailbox, and lo and behold, there was an envelope in the mailbox with my name addressed to me, but there's a return address but no name. So I'm intrigued. I open it up, and it's a check with my name on it from Ron Miller up in Minnesota. I'm familiar with Ron. Don't know him personally, but I'm familiar with Ron. I've watched him race at Daytona a bunch of times. The times I've entered my 125 in the unlimited class for extra laps while we're down there. Obviously, Ron runs the unlimited class down there in a single-cylinder 250 laydown. He's friends with Noah, and Noah living in Minnesota there, I know he probably sent Ron to me. Immediately, I look at this check and I would think, what's going on? Gee, I hope there's 40 other guys up in Minnesota that want to do the same thing, because I haven't even mentioned this, and yet here's a check. Our good friend and longtime buddy John West, old J-Dubs, how you doing, John, has always said, nothing says I'm in like a check. So this is Ron telling Robert, hey, I'm in. Even if I got to send it back to him or you know, light it on fire like we did with Todd's check earlier in the spring. He's saying, Robert, I'm in, and I'm willing to send a check to show you I'm serious. The crazy part is, the funny thing about this is, 15 minutes later, after going and grabbing my rubber gloves and heading back across the street, my phone rings. When I'm over at Rich's place, I'm getting ready to mix up the fiberglass, and it's John Brasher and his brother Alan. How you doing, boys? Again, my condolences for the loss of your mother. I've been there. Like I said, it's tough, but it's something we all got to deal with, so I'm with you. They mentioned right away that, hey, we're back from settling things down in Florida, and we're ready to go. And I says, what do you mean? And they're like, the go-karts, man, what do you got going? What's up? I said, well, we got Gingerman in a couple of weeks. Nah, not interested in Gingerman. I said, well, you want me to call Grattan and ask about a date for October? I haven't called them and asked them, because I haven't had anybody really, other than Sean Swiss. Hey, Sean, how you doing, buddy? The lawnmower man, ask me or mention wanting to do anything in October at Grattan, in Sean's case, because he wasn't going to be able to make Pittsburgh, or because of needing any testing. Me, I'm always up to go testing, you know, especially this time of year with all this stuff going on with the car being new. Gingerman, we're only going to get our couple rounds of practice in our 40-minute race time slot to do any what we call testing with this new radiator and stuff, and there's a good chance we're going to need more of it. Back to the oval-only thing, the next thing the Brashers say is, hey, how about that MIS thing? We're interested. I said, but you got Sprint Enduro cars. You know, Yamaha pipes and Sprint, you know, with bodywork. And they were like, who cares? It's a bucket list gig, man. I mean, get out there and hammer that thing down, put the biggest tires on it. Stagger, believe it or not. Let me tell you a story about Stagger as well. Talking to Ron. Ron mentioned prepping for Daytona, which this MIS thing is just fabulous for it. You won't get another chance to do this. Folks, you won't get another chance. Don Boots at a New Year's Eve party at Dave and Leslie Kalita's house down in Daytona told me he ran Stagger on his kart at Daytona. And I tried it myself. Not just at Daytona, because it did work at Daytona. Tried it at other places. Through the banking, especially, you know, that east end of the speedway, turn 2 and turn 3 on the NASCAR Oval. You would generally see a loss of anywhere between 300 and 500 revs, maybe a little more if your kart ain't right at all, and you'll lose some speed. You put Stagger, bigger outside wheels on the outside of your car, and it might inhibit you through the 2 horseshoes in the infield, but let's be honest. Look at the B stocks. They hold everybody up through the infield because they're not getting out of their own exhaust. But once they get up and rolling on that oval where they're going to make their time, man, they go like all get out. So the stagger definitely helps. Bare minimum, you don't lose any mile per hour or any revs. Sometimes you're allowed to continue to pick up speed and revs, and the fastest part of the speedway at Daytona, unless the wind's coming right at you, is heading into and going through the tri-oval. That's the fastest part of the track. What does a test at MIS do to man? You can try stagger. You can trim your cart out. You can put pieces of cardboard in places and try things and go back and as long as you're, I guess, within the rules for Daytona, there's all kinds of things you can learn trimming your cart. You can trim a CIK sprint cart and learn, because you're going to beat people on the oval at Daytona. If you're aerodynamic, you could sit in that group till it's time to move out, pull out by yourself and leave them if you know what you're doing, if you've tuned it up. So not just a bucket list thing, as the Brasher boys explained, but a good, colossal opportunity to test pre-Daytona, which is why Ron's in. So where does that bring us? Send me an email, f125 if you want to get into this thing, or you want to get your name on a list, or you just want to be on the email blast when I send it out in the spring, whatever. The dates we have for MIS, the date they're holding for us is the 13th of October. That's a Sunday. I also, talking to Jennifer up there back, the last time I had correspondence with her was in June. She also said, I asked her about a Saturday. The Saturday she has is the following Saturday. It's the 19th of October. So as of June, I don't know. Haven't made a phone call if that Saturday's still available or not. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. But so those two dates, Sunday the 13th is being held for us. The 19th, the Saturday after, is available. So if you're interested in hauling the mail as fast as your rig, whatever it might be, can go around an oval, a speedway oval, this is your opportunity. You guys out in California, you're not going to get this chance. Nobody's going to rent the California Speedway and invite you out to turn laps in your go-kart and go as fast as you can. I don't see anybody in the Midwest renting Kansas or anything else and inviting people out to just run around an oval and turn laps, see how fast you can go in your go-kart. They used to do it at Daytona after practice day when I was a kid. Somewhere in my dad's stuff, in the pile of old go-kart paperwork and stuff, I have a certificate with the Daytona logo. It says 100 mile per hour club. Dad ran 112 or 118 miles, 18 miles an hour. I think it's average speed. In Gene Kurlanko's C Open cart, after Gene went out and ran about 112. So Dad was a little lighter and smaller than Gene, and he went maybe 4 mile an hour quicker. But that's the only time anyone's ever offered the opportunity for you to turn some laps on a super speedway. And even in that particular time, you got one up to speed lap and one flying lap, and you got off. And I don't know if it even cost anything back then. Maybe you just had to sign up. But here you're going to get an 8-hour day. You're going to get an 8-hour day. The CIK, and I'll put a link below, and I've mentioned this in the e-karting news forum here, that the CIK guys have the opportunity now. New Line makes this radiator that lays flat down with a box that they made a scoop from underneath. Listen, man, you get that big ass radiator out of the air and you're going to go faster. Especially you guys who are slight little fellas like Rusty Ferguson. What's up, Rusty? Listen, there's lots of things you could do to trim your cart, to trim your package, and if nothing else, like the Brasher brothers, just to go out and hammer the daylights out of your go-kart to see just how fast you can make that thing go. Bring some tires. If you got a 6-inch wide, get a 710, put it on that 6-inch, you'll make it taller. You're just running around an oval. It ain't about handling, man. It's about gearing. And if you can pull that gear, if you can keep pulling a big tire, keep doing it. I guarantee you, Ron's going to be trying it. I can guarantee you Johnny will be trying it. Brandon Schenkel mentioned it in Mid-Ohio. He wanted to give me the money in June. Here, let me get it. I said, man, listen, you're the first person to show any interest whatsoever. So because I got a phone call and a check in the same day about this MIS thing, it has been resurrected. There you go. We got 2 dates, 2 Sundays in October available for Grattan as well. I'll do both of them, folks. I'll put both of these things together if any of you or all of you are interested in doing this. So what do we need? We need, for MIS, it's a $1,000 bill just for the $5 million worth of liability insurance. That, along with the lease of the track, if I can get between 20 and 25 guys, 20 guys, it's going to cost me a bit of a chunk of money, more than y'all are paying. At 20 guys to 25 guys, we need $300 a piece, and that's for a super speedway for 8 hours. So, and for future reference, I did leave a little inquiry with Guinness World Book of Records about doing closed course speed karting records there at the Speedway. So the only thing that would stop us from doing it this year is money, because that's all it takes to get those people off their heinies and come out to send an official out to make it official. Would be cash. And to tell you the truth, I'd rather fill out the paperwork and do it the free way and spend months and months setting it up for maybe next year. But that's always a possibility. It's 100 cc sitting up, laying down, 125 sitting up, laying down, 250 sitting up, laying down, or unlimited. Bring whatever the heck it is that's a go-kart and throw it on the track. And if Guinness will sanction it, why not, man? I mean, it's all good, right? They might get you on a TV news. Vintage carts too, Todd. Why not? Bring out the vintage carts. Bring out the vintage twins, Greg, right? Anything. You got it, bring it. You want to see how fast it'll go? You'll have 8 hours to figure it out. So, again, f-125@hotmail.com. Send me a message. I'll get you at least on my email list, and usually I send out a blaster. I just carbon copy everybody and send out one message to everybody, and it'll include everything. Like I said, we got the 20th and 27th, which are Sundays for Grattan in October, and right now holding the 13th, looking at the 19th, the Saturday afterwards at MIS. Grattan, obviously, we're back to $175 a guy, and that's another 8-hour day. I don't think at MIS we would have to take a mandatory break like we do lunch at Grattan. It's the corner workers out there at Grattan require a break. I don't think there was no mention of that from Jennifer at MIS. So, there'll be fire crew there. There'll be EMT ambulance and stuff there. Somebody at the gate to keep people from just wandering on in or whatever. But that's it. If you're interested, like Ron, let me know. You can PayPal me at f125.com, hotmail.com, or you can send me a note and I can get you a regular address and you can send a paper check, whatever you want to do. But spread the news. Ron, take this thing and run with it. Put it everywhere, because we're running out of time. 19th of August. October will be here before you know it. So that's it. That's all I got for you today. We'll talk to you all later. Good luck, and God bless. I'm praying for you.